and welcome to Rulesport.com. Rulesport.com, where we swing the game's results to match our predictions using Soviet Cold War tech. Now, today's episode, we're going to be talking about Cristiano Ronaldo and his transfer over to Man United, and a little bit about that story, some of the backstory, and we will also be speaking a bit more about Soviet Cold War tech and how it is a complete game changer for moving forward with controlling sport. And we're going to give you an example which is outside of sport, just to give you a frame of reference. So let's get on with it. Now we're talking about Cristiano Ronaldo, the really handsome, very, very, very successful football player. You all know him and his famous number, his number 7 in his line of products, the CR7 line, for his shoes and everything else that he does. So it was a big money move from Juventus over to Manchester United, which is the team that he was, one of the teams he started out with and was really successful with Fergie over in Man U. So he is a talisman for Man United of good things, which is one of the reasons they picked him up. So he's got his £7 million mansion that he's going to be living in somewhere around Manchester. And he's all happy, very, very happy. But what's the real motive behind it? He's 36 years old. He's obviously in great physical shape, but you can be in great physical shape and still be carrying some injuries with you, can't you? So, he just isn't the young 22-year-old, 24-year-old, despite his amazing skill and the way that he is built. But his big mistake was going back to Manchester United, because Manchester United is a team which has been subject to Soviet Cold War technology for several years now. And this is a Glazers team, right? So it's interesting if you think about it. The Glazers, they own Man United and they own the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And at the moment, they have the two real big superstars in the sport. They've got Tom Brady with the Bucks, and they've got Cristiano Ronaldo. But if you're going to make a big move like this to a big team, you're going to be doing it for the money. Now, the Cristiano Ronaldo clearly knows a lot about money. He's a very rich man. But the mastermind behind all of this, I would say, was probably his agent, who is very good with money, George Mendes. But here's a picture of Cristiano Ronaldo and George getting some awards. So it's going to be Ronaldo. You're getting old, mate. You can't continue forever. You can't play football when you're 50 years old. So it's time to cash out. Let's go somewhere else, make a big splash, make lots of money, sell lots of T-shirts. So they could have done that anywhere, really. But Man United is a team which is being subject to a significant amount of Soviet Cold War techniques applied to it by Rulesport.com. So we have a nice article here in the Daily Star of this Saturday. It's Saturday, September 4th, 2021. And Paul Merson, he's talking about, come on, let's get real. Ronaldo will sell shirts, but Kane would have won the title. So that's it. What are you in for, Man U? Are you in for it to win the title, or are you in for it for cash, big bucks? So clearly, the Glazers are in it for the cash, as almost every single Man United fan will tell you. Nevertheless, what we have here with Cristiano Ronaldo is that he joined the cursed team. And you see here, on this article here from The Sun, from today as well, Saturday, all this lavish pad that he's bought, his beautiful wife. But now that he's with Man United, issues. Down here, a little bubble down here, they talk about big wait to land number 7 top. Well, jersey sales are a huge amount of revenue for these teams and brand ambassadors like Ronaldo. So Cavani, he got rid of his jersey, right? He said, okay, I was number 7, but you're here, Ronaldo, you can have number 7. Probably gave him some cash, which would only be reasonable. And there's big queues queuing up to get a Man United Ronaldo number 7 shirt. But demonstration of how Man United is cursed. Where are these t-shirts manufactured? There are these jerseys manufactured. They're manufactured in Vietnam, around Hanoi. Now, if you know about Vietnam, at the moment, they're under a strict lockdown conditions, which means that the factories can't produce the Man United shirts because nobody's in the factory to make the shirts. So right now, peak time to buy their shirts to wear them at Ronaldo's very first game. They can't wear them because they don't have them. There's not enough supply. They're not being manufactured. So this is an example of how a Soviet psychic warfare curse in the Soviet Cold War tech not only affects an individual football game, but filters out, seeps through the team and finds the weaknesses at a managerial level, at a player level, at a commercial level, and at a transfer level, messing up transfers, like Harry Kane's transfer, totally messed up. So you see how these things filter through and cause incidences that pop up. And you go, oh, okay. So if you're not familiar with the Soviet Cold War tech, you would not be able to identify, well, that's because of this, and that's because of that. Because it would just be oh, that's a strange thing. But with this understanding of how the Soviet Cold War tech works, you go, ha, it's working very well, isn't it? So, Paul Merson is right. Commercial deal. He knows it, but why not? Why not get the big bucks? But now he's stuck at Man United, the cursed team of the Premier League. And I thought I'd give you an example now. What's a different example of Soviet Cold War tech? Remember, this is Soviet technology. So you have Russian super soldiers who are already very proficient in this. So Russian super soldiers, very proficient. They had the technology. They did the research under Yuri Andropov 60 years ago. The Yuri Andropov, head of the KGB, this was his baby. This is what the research he championed, was the research into how to make Soviet Cold War tech to destroy the West. Because, it's Russia. He wants Russia, or the Soviet Union, he wants the Soviet Union to succeed and prosper. Only natural, right? So, where is this example of this Yuri Andropov Soviet Cold War tech being utilized today outside of sport? Well, let us go to Mr. Tom Cruise. Now, you may or may not be aware, but Mr. Tom Cruise had his limousine stolen. It was a BMW, not very nice. I don't know why he would drive one of those, be inside one of those BMW limos, but he was. And his luggage got stolen as well, because they took the car, luggage in the car, zip, off they go. But in the luggage was a laptop. And guess what it had? It had a copy of the Top Gun movie, the new one that he's doing, inside of it. So why would he be targeted, not by us here at Rule of Sport, but by the Soviet super soldiers using Soviet Cold War tech? Well, it's quite simple. If you're in the Soviet army, would you want a movie to come out talking about how the American Army and Air Force is a Top Gun? No, you'd want to do something to cause damage to that particular movie. And a great way of doing it is putting a Soviet Cold War tech curse on the Tom Cruise so that an incident happens which damages this movie release. And all of this maps out perfectly for something that would be done by the Soviets. Soviets, or the Russians, I should say, by the Russians to improve the image of Russia and diminish the image and the PR campaign that the Americans are the strongest military on the planet. So if you steal their promo movie, which is Top Gun 2, you'll see. So, but stolen through using Soviet Cold War tech, which means that it would be a random thug who would do this, nothing associated with their actual military, simply the effect of the curse. Just like the effect of the Man United curse filtered through into Cristiano Ronaldo, and the shirt production of his famous number 7 jerseys because Vietnam's in lockdown and that's where they make the vast majority of those number 7 shirts. So there is no supply. So as you see, you'll start to be learning about the effects and the impact of Soviet Cold War tech in everyday life of sports stars, sports teams in the NFL and in the Premier League, and in fact across all sport. Because at Rule Sport, we're the only ones in the West, thanks to the genius of Tim Tony Stark Rifat, who is the leading Western expert in Soviet Cold War tech. But obviously, they're Soviets. They have the Soviet Cold War tech. It's theirs. It's their baby. But in the West, where you can get it commercially, is through Rule Sport to put money in your pocket. So, we'll have more explanations on this, and there'll be more examples over the coming weeks of Rule Sports activities, molding and forming the Premier League and the NFL so that the games results match our predictions using the magnificence of Yuri Andropov's creation of Soviet Cold War tech. I'm St. Nicholas. Good luck with your bets. Get in touch. Email us at sales@rulesport.com and get a subscription for the NFL and for the Premier League. See ya.